Hey everybody, and welcome back to Expedition Engineering. This is going to be a little bit different scenario than where we were last week. Last week we were in the boat, and this week we are here in the workshop because we are going to get started on the Expedition Enclosure. I promise we will get back and fix the washing machine, the oven, the batteries. I actually have been in contact with Battleborn. They have me doing some tests, so that's still getting worked on. But today, Jade's here.
Hi, welcome to Expedition Engineering.
We're in a shared warehouse workspace. So this is kind of a community workspace where you can rent tools and rent space. So this gray area on the ground is our space. We rented this. This is our little plot of land, and we can do whatever we want in here. And if you are one of the amazing people that followed us over on Expedition Evans and you have found your way here to Expedition Engineering, welcome and thank you. We are excited to be here. We're excited to have you here because we are going to be posting more now. So we're going to be posting on both channels. There will be more Expedition Evans and more Expedition Engineering, more Brett and Jade, more Dingo and Penny. And now you get a little more of the other side of our life. You can get a little more of our technical side because what we do, a lot of what we do is hands-on and technical and breaking, fixing, repairing. And there's a lot of that doesn't make it into the Expedition Evans vlogs. It just doesn't fit into the timeline or into whatever. It didn't get filmed very well, or it didn't get filmed at all, more likely, because I'm, in some random nook and cranny in the boat that doesn't really fit with a camera. But now we're gonna make it happen because we want to share that part of our life with you, this part of our life with you. So welcome. The mission today is we are going to be building at least one of the legs of our arch, but we are going to be doing it out of MDF because we want to know what it actually is going to look like, feel like, if the angles are right, if the bends are right, if we can curve it, if it's going to work. We did it out of cardboard. It was pretty flimsy. It helped us get an idea.
For like a big picture.
Very rough idea. Like, yeah, that's roughly the right height, and yeah, that's roughly the right angle. But we want to do it out of this because this is the same thickness. This is going to essentially be what we're going to be doing with the foam. Grab the iPad, get our measurements.
Grab the ruler.
We'll get drawing. I just realized at this point, you may or may not have any idea why we are in this shop and why we are talking about this arch and this davit and this leg thing. So real quick, we live on a sailboat, we have a dinghy, and we want to be able to lift that dinghy out of the water to keep it safe, to be able to transport it easily. And most cruising boats that you'll see will have some sort of davit system, whether it's an arch or just little arms that go out to pick up their dinghy. And usually they are made out of metal, aluminum, or stainless steel are usually the main ones. But we're going to lean into what we're at least decent at, composite, which is foam, fiberglass, and carbon fiber. We'll then make a hardtop that will connect to that rear arch, and then that hardtop will connect to a dodger at the front, all made out of composite. And the leg that we're talking about is gonna be the first thing that we're working on, and it needs to be the strongest piece because it not only holds up the arch with the dinghy, but it holds up the hardtop that has all the solar panels on it. So that's what we're working on, is the rear leg. We moved the table into the middle so that we can walk all around it to get these measurements. I did all of the initial drawing on Fusion 360, and then Jade moved all of it over into Photoshop, into Illustrator, and we, for Christmas, got an iPad, and so Jade is now,
fantastic.
It is amazing.
All of the animations and stuff, I've been hand drawing. If you've seen like our past few videos, I've been hand drawing animations on the iPad, and it's been the best Christmas present ever.
We've organized our racks. This is the stuff and tools. This is the supplies rack. 23.65. Algebra. How far are we going up? 27.68. Okay, should we try cutting it or should we just do all the drawings while we're here? Okay, we got the first bottom piece measured out and drawn, but we're running into some issues because the program, when we moved it onto the iPad, we thought it was super slick and awesome, which it is, but some of it got resized, and so our boxes that we thought were this exact size actually weren't. So we're trying to refigure how we can make these all fit on here to origami cut them out. Got it?
Yep.
Wow, I'm gonna grab the camera. Illuminati? Yep, that's...
I feel like they probably were pretty good at geometry.
I think so.
That's our second piece.
Nice. And we even got some blade allowance there. I'm gonna take this board out and cut it. And Jade's gonna work on drawing the next line. So rude. Lock me out here in the cold. All by myself. I think I'm going to try clamping the boards together and cutting them both at the same time.
Wait. 85% sure my drawing is correct for the second piece, but that 15% might, if you just cut one, then we can find out.
Okay, then I only cut
But
one.
I'm not a 10 out of 10 on the scale. Like if you were a 10 out of 10 for wanting to cut them at the same time, then you override.
Okay,
It's just a suggestion.
deal.
Just extra information.
You really
to put
look
in
like you're
your
sticking your head out of the shower right now. Success! We have successfully cut our wood with our made up measurements. We were like getting super finicky about, you know, oh, that 1/8 of an inch, oh, that 1/16 of an inch, and then we realized that we made up all these numbers. We could change them.
Well, and also this is the insides, and it's all going to be fiberglass anyway. So this is just the measurements for the interior skeleton. But the
And this
flesh
isn't even the
changes size.
actual inside.
It's all good.
We're good. Nailed the math drawing
Well,
geometry
you know,
skills.
I had 110% in honors geometry in 9th grade.
Damn.
I actually did. I had over 100%.
We haven't decided if we're going to curve this more. There's obviously a little radius here, but we are considering having this be an arc.
We're trying to decide if the more geometric look will look more professional and finished, or if it being radiused will look more professional and finished.
Cast your votes. What do you think? Pretty dead set on this front part being just a straight line. We really like the look of that. We've looked at a bunch of different, we've drawn a bunch of different ones. That one's staying straight. But this may curve. Go ahead and tell us what you think. We'll make our own decision, but we'd love to hear what you think. Uh-oh.
What?
You're yawning. It's only 3 in the morning.
Only. The width of it was going to be like 3 inches thick.
Okay, so
or
it's
4.
including the width.
What?
Go on.
Yeah, so including the width of it. So however wide it is, 11 inches as the internal measurement will fit our digging.
Okay. Here's what we're thinking. We need to build a form because these need to have a curve because they are going to curve. So if you're looking at the back of the boat, they're going to curve in, and we need to be able to get that curve going in. We're gonna have to score these boards to get them to bend, but we want to have it be a very uniformed curve, and so we think we've come up with a solution. No, not.
Isn't that plastic? No.
This stuff. This leg is basically 1 jade tall. Why don't we use the metric system? You can hear it in the comments now. Drawing complete. This is the curve. This will be the very back
bottom corner, and it'll come up, curve to right there, and then the hardtop will attach there and kind of curve like that. Yep, perfect. So now I get to use my amazing carpentry skills and try and cut this curve out of a jigsaw.
The curves are all cut, so I am going to try my hand at routering because we need to be able to get those curves into these boards and see if they can bend. And I, historically, am not good at routering, and routers don't like me either. Here we go. We're super lucky, and it's amazing that we have all these best tools to use. They're awesome, but I'm still a little nervous because I'm just bad at routering. Wish me luck.
Okay, so that works, but not very well. Like, I'll be honest, that's not really that great. So I'm considering just using the circular saw and just run some grooves down. I forgot to grab the track because that saw can run on a track. If I had the track, so it'd be so easy just to run straight cuts beautifully. But maybe I can use one of these pieces of wood as a guide. The saw is definitely the way to go. So this is definitely the way to go, using the saw to get these bending points. It actually was pretty easy. It wasn't that bad. But we are getting tired, and me running power tools at, what time is it? 4:30 in the morning, not the greatest idea. So I think we're gonna call it, but first let me show you what Jade's been up to. Mostly sitting in the squatting position.
Trying to problem solve, but
Those brain cells are sleeping.
if I had like a 2-hour nap, I was telling Brett, I'm like, maybe we should just bring a sleeping bag.
Here's the general idea, is we're building a frame, and then this is the art, the curve. That is for another day, because we are done for the day. We are tired, so we are going to clean up, and we'll see you tomorrow. We brought the dogs with us today, and they got to go on the train, and they got to wear some muzzles because they have to on the train, and now we're here. Penny promptly broke this form, which is fine because we need to redo it anyway, because last time Jade assembled it at like 3 in the morning and it wasn't correct. So we have to redo it anyway, so thank you, Penny, for disassembling that for us. First step is reassemble.
Reassemble it like this.
Yeah.
And then that's the width that we're gonna need.
I did bring our saw, and Jade immediately said, yeah, but can we charge the batteries? Yes, we can, because I brought the power adapter.
Stay. Anybody want a stick? That's a big stick. Yeah, he is.
We don't have wood screws, but we have a lot of these Harbor Freight stainless steel screws that we'll probably never use, but they will work perfectly for this.
got the box built. We're gonna I'm gonna go cut this wood and make a couple stringers to stiffen the whole thing up, and then we can lay on the curve.
Did the battery just die? I'll get you a new one.
Yeah, I think I finished it. Yes! Gonna come today? Animals are all settled there, and form is now erected. What do you think? You gonna inspect it? Is it Dingo approved? So it turns out we made it 50 inches wide, but we only have 48 inches of material.
That's fine.
It'll still work though. We don't actually need all of it. It would just be nice to have a little bit extra vacuum bagging. Ah, Tinko, back off, back off. The one is the dogs don't really quite understand what's allowed and what's not yet. They'll figure it out, or they won't come anymore. We realized we probably need to do this again out of stronger wood. We need to be able to, we need more horizontal slats to give it a little more rigidity, and probably make the entire thing bigger. Yeah, good boy. Ah. This is good enough for right now. I think we're going to leave this as is. This is plenty. I'm gonna go try and score this wood and hopefully do better than I did yesterday. Well, this is not a good sign. Both of the batteries are dead. I made it 1.5 cuts before the batteries gave out on me. And so we decided, you know what? Enough of this, like, let's practice and let's try it and let's do a little bit more practice. Let's go for it. Let's try it. If we need more foam, we can get more foam. Easy Composite ships, they can get it here in like 2 days. So we have our form. We're gonna grab the foam. We're gonna template it out, cut it. Let's go. Let's do this. Being closed cell foam, we intentionally bought closed cell because when we do the epoxy layup, the epoxy will not soak into this, but also water will not soak into this. So if for some reason water were to get inside the arch or into the hardtop, whatever, it won't soak through and it won't deteriorate and destroy the whole thing. So closed cell foam means less weight, less epoxy, less chance of water damage. I think let's grab these two big pieces and lay them on here and see how accurate everything ends up being. Jade just worked her magic while I cleaned up in the space for a little bit and rearranged it so we can use one piece of foam and we can get one entire layup worth. So we're gonna lay it out, trace it out, cut it out, go. And Dingo did a great job on his stick.
First impressions?
cuts beautifully. I mean, it cuts super clean. Ta-da! Nice. So the question is, will it bend? No problem. It does that easy.
Perfect. So that means
It'll be, I mean, it curves more here, but not much. But that means we don't have to score it or anything. That is like, that was my hope with getting the thinner foam and having the gentle curve.
they're wondering
hi.
why we're excited.
Hi.
Why are you so excited?
Why are you down at our ground level, huh? Huh?
Let's get this away from dog claws. Unless we want aerated film.
Actually, the dogs are all tuckered out. We now have 2 pieces of foam. We're getting there. You did a great job. Oh, I'm getting good at this.
So good.
Okay, should we line it up and mock it up?
I think we should.
We got the foam all cut perfectly, and we were concerned that it wasn't gonna be able to make the curve. I'm actually wondering if the MDF would have been able to make this. It's so gentle. I didn't realize how gentle this was, but there's definitely plenty of give in this foam to make that gentle curve. So we're in the clear. We don't have to score it or groove it or do anything crazy. I was pretty confident about that. That's why I didn't buy the pre-scored ones, because you can buy it like already all cut up. But I thought, I don't think we need that. Sure enough. She was saying she went through all the effort to carry a blanket here for the dogs, because we knew that they'd want to sleep and lay down, and neither of them like laying on the ground because they're spoiled. Here they are, laying on our jackets on a piece of wood. We've just been figuring out how we want this all to curve and fit and everything, and so we were just fitting in some little wedgies to go in there to make a curve. That's cool.
Gonna be a wild dog? Oh, you could be Australian.
I might.
I don't think that's what the dingoes say. Trip their way in.
We have spent a lot of time trimming the foam, cutting the foam, retracing the foam, messing with our template, and trying to make sure that we had it just right, because we want to be able to use these exact shapes that we just made as the final version that we can then use for the other 3 sets of this layup. And we got it. We actually changed a couple things and then changed it back because we liked it better the first time. And we just cleaned up, took the dogs for a walk. Dingo had to go to the bathroom apparently. I read all of your suggestions and comments about why the layup probably didn't work last time, and I think you're totally right. I think there was a little bit of a leak. There is a shut-off valve. I'll show you that when it comes time, so I don't have to leave the pump on all night. We have the form propped up so that it's a little more level. The idea being then we don't run the risk of resin kind of flowing downhill. If anything, it'll pool in the middle. couple shop dogs. It's seriously almost 4 in the morning and these dogs are like, let's go.
Tina, do you want your stick?
How nice would it have been if this plastic was long enough? But alas, it's like 2 inches too short. Maybe we should just chop a couple inches off our arch. Make this a lot easier. Yeah. All of the disposables have been cut. The foam has been cut. It's perfect. We have it laid out. We have the plastic down. We have the peel ply, the breather cloth. Everything is all ready to go with the exception of the carbon fiber and the epoxy get mixed up. But that is going to happen next week because we want to make sure that we do this on well-rested minds, and that is not the case right now. So we will see you next week and we'll get it epoxied, laid up, cured. We'll open it up and see how we did. I did see all the comments and everything talking about vacuum chambers and having a place for that resin to go. We have some good ideas, but if you have any little tips and tricks other than going to Easy Composites and watching their tutorials, which I have done and will continue to do, but if you have any personal experience that you would like to impart your wisdom, please feel free to comment. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe and we'll see you next week.